So the first idea I want to introduce is this one. It's that we think in segments and gaps. This is pretty intuitive, but just to be explicit, the green lines are thought segments. And, you have a thought, maybe you have an inkling of what you want to say or just an idea. It's not even a fully formed thought. That's totally fine. But you start speaking, and usually as you speak, that thought kind of develops and you're just kind of in the flow of expression. But at some point, always for everybody, that thought is going to end. And when it ends, we have this space of nothingness before the next thought arises. And we call that a gap. That's this white part right here. So it's pretty intuitive that what do you do in the gaps? Well, you breathe through them. You don't have anything in your mind. You're looking for the next thought. You're trying to figure out, what do I say next? Of course. So what do? Well, you breathe. The problem is that most people do the opposite in the gaps. Most people speed through the gaps, right? They realize, oh no, I'm running out of things to say. My mind is about to go blank. So what do? I'm going to keep talking more and more and more and hope that if I just put more words out there, that the next thought will arise. And before you know it, you've spoken for 3 minutes. You've said nothing that you actually wanted to say, but at least you didn't pause. So what do you do when you catch yourself rambling? Or maybe when you start realizing, oh, I don't know what to say. Or perhaps I'm running out of things to say. Or maybe just like, my mind is blank and this never happens, but oh no. In all these situations, it's the same remedy. Just take a breath. Or 2. Or 3. There's something nice about silence. We're going to experience it the more we use it, but there's something really, really nice about slowing down and relaxing. Or maybe just simply put, doing the opposite of hurrying. Because there's this fascinating phenomenon, right, where people who are unhurried, they come across as more confident, or more thoughtful, or more grounded, or more relaxed, or cool and collected. Why is that? Why is it that people who are unhurried have this aura? We call that aura executive presence. And for the same reason that we say confident people pause, because pausing takes confidence, I understand that silence can be uncomfortable. And that it's weird when you don't have something to say. It's vulnerable. But it's important to recognize that the executives that are doing it are the ones that are getting all the accolades, the ones that we are looking up to, because they're doing the thing that is vulnerable and difficult, which is taking their time. You may ask, but hey, what if I pause and I get interrupted all the time? I'm afraid I give them an inch, they're just gonna take it, they're gonna jump in right away. Yeah. You won't. Caveat, you won't if you pause with confidence. And what I mean by that is there's a difference between pausing and feeling awkward about it and feeling like, oh no, come on brain, come on, please, 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 oh, time's ticking, and pausing with confidence. Believing you deserve to take that space and signaling that you're not done talking yet. How do you pause with confidence? Really simple. Step 1, stop talking. This is the hardest step for people. It's the most difficult part of pausing, is to actually stop talking. Number 2, breathe. When we play snow globe, the hardest part of breathing is the out breath. And then we just keep speaking with our lungs fully, right? That out breath is what relaxes the body and is kind of like what flushes the brain. And that's really important because step 3 is wait for clarity to arrive. Most people think step 3 is force your thought to come. Most people try to effort to get the next, come on brain, come on, what was I trying? This like forceful energy to try and push your brain to deliver, when we all know that there's no method to the madness. Your thoughts arise out of complete mystery. So really pausing is about patience. It's about waiting. Trusting, huge part, trusting that the thought is going to arrive. And perhaps the most important step of all is you do this while staying in character. That's the difference between pausing and pausing with confidence. If you stay in character, you're signaling that I try, hold on. The words will come. Hold on. I got this. I got this. By the way, just because I love to add this tip, if you really want like a low hanging, you didn't hear it from me type of tip. If you're going to pause and think up and not down. Because when you think down, you kind of look like you're struggling. But when you think up, you kind of look like you're thoughtful. You didn't hear it from me. It's a terrible tip, but it worked for me because I'm like, okay, if I'm going to stop speaking and pause, let me at least signal to people that I really want to get this right. I care about what I say, right? I just want to show that, hey, I got this. We don't need to do that because we're pausing for ourselves. But in the beginning, it's super, super important that when the pause feels uncomfortable, it feels awkward, we stay in character. We deserve to stop speaking because silence is impactful and it feels awkward at first, but it's so impactful. We didn't even talk about how silence can be used as punctuation. That every time you use silence, what happens is that your audience members start replaying the last thought a little bit more impactfully and they start to digest it differently. So when you really want a statement to land, stop speaking and use the silence. Or not, because we don't really care about manipulating the audience and like trying to do all that. All we care about is getting clarity in our brain and feeling relaxed and impactful. And that's what the pause is really all about. That's why we say it's the most important habit in speaking, and that's the key word, habit. All of us have a different habit when it comes to pausing, and we'll notice that when we have a game in front of us that's cueing us to pause, okay, maybe we can do it. When we take the game away and we say, okay, you have 2 minutes to speak, what happens? Oh, well, we get into flow, we start getting in an idea, and before we know it, we're so excited we finish, and we don't even realize we never stopped to check in even once. Pausing is a habit, and it doesn't come naturally, and all of us aren't doing it. All of us aren't doing enough of it. All of us aren't pausing for as long as we should be, and all of us are in for a real treat, truly. Because there's something in the silence, there's something in the pause that is so valuable that it has an impact on your confidence, and it also has an impact on your content. Yeah, pausing makes your content better. It makes your thoughts better. That's pausing. It's the most important speaking habit out there. It's the lowest hanging fruit. It's the thing that's going to change everything. It's the thing everybody needs to do more of, even the people at your workplace. There's no such thing as too much pausing, and pausing with confidence.